Hello everyone, we're talking laser engravings today. You guys are probably somewhere along the lines of being done with your phone amplifier build, and one of the options you have is to laser engrave it. So that's what we're going to go over today. This video is going to be split up into 3 different chapters: setting up your document, your design, and then finally exporting your document. Only watch what you need to. This video could get long, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm in here in a Google drawing. If you don't know how to make a Google drawing, it's Google Drive, drive.google.com, new, more, Google Drawings. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is name this. I'm going to go laser engraving, period number, P3, last name, comma, first name. All right. So there it is. So name it appropriately. All right. That will matter to me. All right. Next step, we need to change the dimensions of this to match your phone amplifier. So I'm going to go down to File, Page Setup. All right. And from Standard, I'm going to go to Custom. Absolutely, 100% do not use my dimensions. Go measure yours first. So mine, I know, is, oops, let's try that again. My phone amplifier is 7 by 3 inches tall. And voila. All right. Now it stresses me out to be this zoomed in. So the first thing I like to do is always go drop down this zoom menu and zoom out a little bit. All right, there we go. The next thing we want to do, because you probably drilled a big old hole somewhere on your piece of wood that you're going to engrave. So I'm going to set up where that is so I know not to design anything there. So I'm going to go to View, and let me see here, Show Rulers. Okay, that's what we want. So if you see this already, great. If you don't, get those rulers up. Okay, so I'm using a tape measure to measure this out. In the real world, you can't see me do this because all you see is my screen, but I'm basically just going to add some vertical guides. This one, my recess, the hole is drilled, so it's 2.5 inches this way by, let's go 3/4 this way. So I'm going to add another one. I'm going to slide this over 0.75. There we go. I know that the top is 1/2 inch, so I'm going to add a horizontal and a horizontal. This one I'm going to move up to 0.5, 1/2 inch, and this one is 2 1/4, 2 2.5. There we go. All right, so this area right here is what I want to stay away from. Okay, that's the area I do not want to laser engrave. So now that I know that, let's move on to chapter 2 and determine, and of course measure this to your own dimensions and all that stuff. The location might be different, the side, the diameter of the hole might be different, so measure all that out on your own. Okay, but that's how you set it up. So now let's talk about laser engraving, what kind of designs you can do. Pretty much any type, I'm going to say this slowly, pretty much any black and white image will work. Okay, can't be multiple colors, and ideally it's black on white, not white on black. I'll show you an example in a second, but pretty much any kind of black and white thing I can engrave. Okay, any type of grayscale I can kind of do as well. Results vary. So you can do stuff just right in here. You can, add some text. If I did defab, make it kind of a defab related thing. I can choose my font. Okay, something cool. Is there such a thing as a cool font? There is, but I'm just going to pick one for right now. Sure. All right. So I can do something like that. Increase the font. Okay, that'll work. All right. Keep going. Put it right down here in the bottom corner. All right, that would work. All right. You could also get super fancy and do a word art. All right, what's the difference between word art and just a text box? The word art, you can do different fill colors or none at all. So you can see I switched this over to something that looks like this. Let me see here, I can change the line font. So it looks kind of interesting that way. All right, so that's cool. Awesome. Let's say that you want some type of image instead, okay? There's a few different things you can do with this, okay? The first one is to go to a website called iconfinder.com. You can find all kinds of different like kind of vector style icons. So if you wanted like an emoji, okay? What's most important about this website is that you select free. I don't want you paying for all this stuff, okay? So let me see here. Did I see a diamond on here? That was trendy for a while. All you young kids liked diamonds for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. All right. Oh, I'm not seeing it. So let's just go, yeah, this'll do. All right. So let's say that I want this. I can download that. I'm working on a Mac. You're not. So it's going to be a little different for you, but I downloaded it. And there we go. That's a different one, actually. It's from a previous screencast. There's the other option as well. All right, so something like that would work. I can tilt it. Okay, whatever you want to do. If you have a favorite band, okay, let's just open up a vector, do a vector search. This will probably end up being inappropriate, but let's try it. What's that dude's name? Post Malone? There he is, Post Malone. But here's the catch. We can't just use an image of this dude. We're going to go vector. All right. So we need like a black and white image. Yep. There's some not appropriate things on here. Let's not worry about that. Let's do this guy, okay? I don't know if we'll be able to get this because you see how they put some watercolors on it. So we probably won't be able to do that. We can try this one. There we go. There's Post Malone in all his beauty. So if you can find something like this that doesn't have the watermarks and it's just a black and white vector, that kind of thing, you should be able to drag and drop. If it doesn't, there's a few different ways to... there we go. Okay, so there's a few different ways to get that if it is an issue. So there you go. So some kind of band logo or anything, as long as it's a black and white. And you see what I say by black and white? If it's this square was black with a white vector, it's not going to work. It's got to look like this. Okay, so just keep in mind of that. So yeah, pretty much any kind of black and white vector, whatever you find, whether it's from this, you design it, or you find it from the internet, as long as it is school appropriate, yeah, we can engrave it, okay? The other option, of course, is to do some kind of pattern. Let me see here. I'm going to go to a cool website that, nope, it's this one that I actually pay for. I'm going to go Topo Graphic Map. Let's see if I can find anything. I personally love topographic maps. This isn't necessarily the one that I would choose for an engraving, but it'll work for this demonstration. What I could do is insert that. Oh, unsupported. I guess we can't do SVGs. We'll do a PNG. That's fine. All right, let's try that again. All right, so what I could do is just embrace the fact that this is going to you know, we're going to miss part of this. So what I could do is just expand this. Let me see, I'm going to go this way. 90. Expand this as best I can. And this would create kind of a pattern for me across the whole way. Now, when you are done, okay, let's say that you're happy with your design. I'm not saying that I necessarily love this pattern, but let's say that I'm done, okay? What matters most is that everything that you want engraved is within this boundary, okay? So you can see how mine's extended all the way around. That ain't gonna get engraved, okay? It's just whatever's on that checkerboard background, okay? So chapter 3, exporting. This one's gonna be super easy, okay? I'm gonna go File. How are we gonna turn this in? We're gonna turn it in as a JPEG or a PNG. So we are gonna download this, okay? So we're gonna go download. Let's go pretty much any one of these three will work. Which one would work best? Let's just go PNG, okay? So we're gonna download the PNG. All right, and then if I were to go take a look at that, PNG, let me see, there we go. If I were to open that up, you can see that it's just my engraving, okay? So the ruler lines aren't there. All the extra stuff is not there. That's on the outside, so it's just that design. I'll have a place in Schoology to turn it in. And then from there, I'll call you guys up individually to submit it and make sure everything looks good and engrave it, okay? Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully it didn't take too long to watch. And hopefully you have a good day.